back again. 2 videos in one day. What's going on here? Taking a moment to step outside to discuss some of today's big news topics. 2 or 3 people had to turn themselves over to the FBI. One was that Manafort fella. I don't remember the other names. One guy did plead guilty to misconstruing his ties with Russia. I don't know his name. It was Pataniniopoulos or whatever. It was some funky name. I do get to remember names, truth be told. And I do know that this morning when I saw that, my Facebook feed was just blowing up. Yes! Oh yes! Trump's finally going away for good. But you look at the articles, and like for Manafort or whatever his name is, the stuff that they were coming after him for was stuff when he was working with the Podesta brothers. You remember Tony and John Podesta. John is currently tied up in the Pizzagate scandal, as it's being referred to. And Tony Podesta has a lobbying firm. Well, he kind of did. News just broke he stepped down from that. I'll be sure and post a link to both of these instances in the description below. But, yeah, that's apparently, like I said, what they were busted for was stuff that they did before they came onto the Trump campaign with Manafort. Specifically, he worked some with the Ukrainian government, doing some overseas work. Used overseas accounts to launder money, about $13 million, they said. Yeah, got to use it to get out tax-free and a bunch of other stuff. So apparently this special prosecutor, Mueller, he's not just focusing on Trump collusion. He's going back before this, and I mean, if it's within the statute of limitations, it looks like he's going after him. How will this affect Trump? I don't know. I'm not sure how this is going to affect Clinton after the whole thing come out that at least part of the Trump dossier were all that stuff about Trump peeing in golden showers and all this crap and colluding, saying that Trump colluded with Russia to undermine Hillary Clinton in the election. Yeah, now that it came out that was largely funded by the Clinton campaign, I don't know how that's going to factor in, because more or less what that means is that they did what Trump allegedly did. And so I know my friends on Facebook who are very much liberals, whether they were Clinton supporters or Bernie supporters, they've been very hush on that, and I've kind of brought that up because I'm an ass. They will not answer me. The Bernie supporters, they just kind of like, oh, we'll see. We'll see. One even went as far as to say, well, we'll see. We'll just have to sit back and watch all the tweets later on about how Trump never knew Manaforte or whatever his name is. And I'm going to butcher the name because I don't remember names. I truly don't. But instead, what Trump's come out and said was, this was all stuff that was before he worked for me, which it was. He's currently being he was ordered to turn himself over to the FBI for. This was all predating his time with the Trump campaign. So Trump is right in saying, oh, this was all before he came to work for me. And that now the big question is, he did say there was no collusion involved. That's yet to be seen. Right now, there doesn't really seem to be much in that regards from the Trump campaign. Maybe more from the Clinton campaign, like I said, with that dossier. It depends if they want to actually pursue that or not. But yeah, I think that's very interesting. That's the big news. Is that it wasn't necessarily people tied to Trump getting busted by the special prosecutor, like the left and some of the right were wanting. It was people who were working in capacity tied to the Clintons. That's because John Podesta was working for Hillary Clinton before his big scandal popped up. So that's very interesting to find out that things might not be going the way they seem to have been. I'm interested in seeing how this turns out. Honestly, don't know. Because there's one thing I do know for sure, for certain. Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton probably won't be going to jail. It's been a long-standing thing in politics since Nixon to have people be the fall guy. That's the truth. To have people that can take the fall for you, lower on down the totem pole, they can. Then of course, for whoever's the top dog is, they can have plausible deniability. Then can work to get them off later on down the road. That's how that works. See Oliver North. But yeah, that's, like I said, that's really the big ball of wax, and I don't know what to think of it. Let me know what you think. I don't know. I'm like a lot of people. I didn't think they were going to focus on stuff prior to the Trump campaign. The fact that they are going that far back, that's very astounding to me, and I don't know what to think on that. I really don't. So, let me know what you think. I'm going to go back inside because right now it's probably about 50 degrees out here. Winter came in October. Will we have summer in December? We'll see. Later.